Welcome, angry faithful, boys, girls, of all ages. This is Nerd Sports 213 coming to you on this Memorial Day 2025. Um, let me see here. We've got everybody accounted for. There is a slight echo. I can hear the echo. Can you guys hear the echo?
Absolutely can hear the echo.
No, I cannot.
Colin, try turning yours down just a little bit.
He's got it on mute.
Oh, okay, cool. He'll just mute it unless he needs to talk. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because we're in the same room, just say, hey, I need to say something, and then I'll just stop talking. Okay.
Maria is here. Right off
Oh my God.
And we got a beta thing showing the comments on the stage, so I don't have to put it up.
Nice. Okay. Well, while everybody has enjoying their barbecue plates and family activities, things of that nature, just remember why you have the 3-day weekend. That's all we ask. Be it as humble as we are. Hello, Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Hello.
You, sir. Okay, so I have to tell our listeners something. Okay. So we know how we end the show every week with Scissor Me Timbers, right?
Yes.
Now, the way that Maria told me, and I'm just paraphrasing because it's been a minute. Out in the wild, her son spies a couple of lesbians.
Oh no.
And
no.
yeah, so she's like, "What? What do you he's like the whole, like Scissor Me Timbers, right?" Yeah. That fucking awesome right there. That's all the validation that I needed.
You're a terrific influence on the future.
I am.
generations.
I'm an amazing influence, so yeah. Just because it didn't work out for you, David, doesn't mean that it didn't work out for anybody else. So, but with that being said, and without further ado, I will turn things over temporarily to our esteemed producer, David Dickerman, for this week's Weird Sport.
This week's we're not going to do a weird sport. I'm just going to do something a little bit awkward. I found this video and wanted everybody to watch it since I'm going to force it upon everybody.
The soldier stood and faced God, which must always come to pass. He hoped his shoes were shining, just as brightly as his brass. Step forward now, soldier. How shall I deal with you? Have you always turned the other cheek? To my church have you been true? The soldier squared his shoulders and said, no, Lord, I guess I ain't. Because those of us who carry guns can't always be a saint. I've had to work most Sundays, and at times my talk was tough. And sometimes I've been violent, because the world is awfully rough. But I never took a penny that wasn't mine to keep, though I worked a lot of overtime when the bills got just too steep. And I never passed a cry for help, though at times I couldn't feel. And sometimes, dear God, forgive me, I've wept unmanly tears. I know I don't deserve a place among the people here. They never wanted me around, except to calm their fear. If you've a place for me here, Lord, it needn't be so grand. I've never expected or had too much, but if you don't, I'll understand. There was silence all around the throne where saints had often trod, as the soldier waited quietly for the judgment of his God. Step forward now, you soldier. You have borne your burdens well. Walk peacefully on heaven's streets. You've done your time in hell.
That's out fucking standing.
Yeah, I found
So
that.
in the spirit, I want to caveat off of what David just said, or just played for us.
Of course. Really?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do?
That's what we're going to do. Don't lock your knees out, Carl. The medics have already been dismissed. Stay with me, God. The night is dark. The night is cold, my little spark. Of courage dims, the night is long. Be with me, God, and make me strong. I love a game. I love a fight. I hate the dark. I love the light. I love my child. I love my wife. I am no coward. I love life. Life with its change of mood and shade. I want to live. I'm not afraid. But me and mine are hard to part. Oh God, lift me up, my heart. You stilled the waters at Dunkirk. You saved your servants, all your work. Your work is wonderful, dear God. You strode before us down that dreadful road. We were alone and hoped had fled. We loved our country and our dead. We could not shame them, so we stayed the course, we stayed the course, and were not much afraid. Dear God, that nightmare road, and then the seal. We got there, we were men. My eyes were blind, my feet were torn. My soul sang like a bird at dawn. I know that death is but a door. I knew what we were fighting for. Peace for the kids, our brothers freed, a kinder world, a cleaner breed. But I'm the son my mother bore, a simple man and nothing more. But God of strength and gentleness, be pleased to make me nothing less. Help me again when death is near, to mock the haggard face of fear, that when I fall, if fall I must, my soul may triumph in the dust. That was written by an unknown soldier uh, just before the Battle of Dunkirk at the beginning of World War II. You know, it's said that there's only two people in this world who have given their life for your freedoms, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ and the American serviceman. Remember that and humble yourself. The fact that you can read, think a teacher, but the fact that you can read in English is due solely to the part of the men and women that laid their life down to pay the ultimate sacrifice. So with that being said, we're moving on to baseball. Let me see here. Freddie Freeman, you know, trying to earn the good guy Greg of the year award here. A good guy Greg award for the year. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Okay. At
He and
least
his wife Chelsea endured a scary episode last year when their 3-year-old Maximus, you know that's badass for a name, right? Maximus was diagnosed with a rare neurological illness called Guillain-Barré syndrome, in which the body's immune system attacks its nerves. Now, thankfully, with treatment at the Children's Hospital of Orange County, Maximus was able to return home and is expected to make a full recovery. Now, according to an ESPN report, the couple is donating $1 million to the Children's Hospital of Orange County after seeing the great work that the doctors and the staff there do to help children and families facing medical challenges. That came via a tweet from Jeff Passan at Jeff Passan on X. So yeah, even if Freddie Freeman does play for the Dodgers, you know, to me, any athlete, any celebrity that's willing to throw down that amount of money to a hospital that turns around and uses those resources to help improve the lives of children, especially children. Hey, I say hats off and, you know, freaking applaud that dude because Freddie Freeman, yeah, that he's the good guy of the week this week at least. So
Yeah, some things transcend the rivalries, and that is definitely one of them.
yeah, exactly. So went to a couple of games over the weekend. We saw the Astros beat up on the Mariners. What was that? Thursday night last week at Daikin Park here in Houston. No, not Minute Maid, not the Juice Box. It's
The Ice
Daikin
Box.
Park. Yeah, it's called the Ice Box now. The train is there. It's painted in Phillips 66 Conoco colors, which is kind of cool looking. The oranges that used to adorn the coal car behind the engine are now baseballs. So, hey, I'm down with it. After the third inning, we moved down to the to the 100 level. I need to say this. If the federal government had an immigration policy like they do at Daikin Park, checking tickets and things like that to make sure you're sitting in the right sections, we wouldn't have had a problem.
Maybe we should hire them out to the Border Patrol.
Right? I mean, and you want to talk about some
It as a consultant.
I mean, you even think about looking at the seats and what's available to try to sneak in there just so you could sit down and have a better view of the game. Yeah, I mean, they come over there and they're like, Papers Place, and you're like, oh crap. Yeah, no, we're just standing here watching them, and there's no crime standing behind the seats. We just want to see, so
Are
we
they wearing Hugo Boss? That's the real question.
do what now?
Are they wearing Hugo Boss uniforms? That's the real question.
Well, I mean, the polo shirts that they had on with the embroidered logos, I mean, they looked pretty top shelf.
Well,
But-
what's really sad is the day we went, the guy that looked at our tickets literally said, "Hey, there's open seats. Go sit there."
Listen, it's just a coincidence that their shirts are abbreviated to say stadium security. It's just a coincidence.
It is. It is. I mean, they might have been made by Tommy Hilfiger. I have no idea. But
Sponsored by Volkswagen.
You almost killed Johnny. You almost killed Johnny
yeah.
live on air.
But yeah, no, we ended up standing behind the Crawford boxes. Both of Jose Altuve's home runs landed within the first one landed like 20 feet away, and the other one landed like 2 rows in front of us. Was kind of like low key pissed off that we couldn't, we didn't have a chance to fight for him. But and then the next night, I was supposed to take my wife to the minor league game down here, the AAA team, the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. They're the affiliate for Houston.
Mhm.
But my sister-in-law, and this is an Angry Me exclusive. Well, not an exclusive, but it is an Angry Me premiere kind of a thing. My niece Mabry was born actually Thursday.
Nice.
So yeah, all 5 pounds 9 ounces of her. They're home. Mama
did
and
she
baby
make-
are both doing well.
Glad to
Did-
hear it, man. Really glad to hear it.
Did she make it to the game?
No, because Mindy was was her sister's person for the for the hospital stay.
I figured
Um,
as much.
So I took Colin to his first minor league game on Friday, Friday. And we had an absolute blast. I mean, of course, anytime you go to a minor league park, the seats are going to be amazing, right? So, I'm sitting there. We chased a veteran and his wife out of our section, out of our row, actually, because of the level of chirping that I commenced in. And it wasn't just chirping the visiting team. I was chirping both sides and the umpire. So, like,
As you
the Sugarland pitcher, like, he served up this just get me over fastball that was promptly my wife just committed a war crime. She goosed me right in the butt on her yeah. I mean, that's what that thing was right there.
Not a war crime. That's
Right
for,
up the
reparation for
street.
later on tonight.
Oh no, there will be reparations.
That's just pre-gaming.
Yeah. Johnny's gonna die this week on this
Anyway,
show. Only
So
because
this get me over fastball, because I mean he was not he was not first inning was not nice to him, right? So he serves up basically a frozen rope home run in the first inning to Las Vegas, who was the visiting team. And I'm chirping, right? I mean, I'm like, holy crap, bud. That home run left on a rope straighter than the pole your mom dances on, right?
Oh, God.
The Las Vegas player that was in the on deck circle turned around and chuckled. This guy's wife, I turned around and I looked at her. I was like, I apologize. That might have been just a skosh inappropriate. She's like, no, it's okay. her husband's over there laughing, but she gives him the side eye. And then in the second inning, they get up and they leave. I was like, oh, my chirping like made them leave. And she's like, no, we're just gonna go find different seats, right? I'm like, that's leaving.
Yeah,
with
we
extra staff, right? And her husband looks at me and he's like, dude, that shit was funny. And she gives him like the double stare, right? Like the, you know. And so they actually ended up going to sit on the first base side. It's like, okay.
Just
Yeah.
means you gotta yell louder.
I mean, a
Yeah.
victory is a victory.
No, so but I was like, okay. But yeah, so it was a pretty eventful weekend as far as like, you know, live sports were concerned. And yeah.
Have you followed the first couple of games of the Texas Tailgaters in the Banana League?
That's actually pretty fucking interesting.
They have been phenomenal. They have had some white knuckle endings to both of those games.
Yeah, the Bananas walked them off.
We need to get
No,
those hats.
No, the Tailgaters have won the last couple in a row.
well, no, their debut. They lost.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Last couple, they have had some spectacular endings. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, the owner of the Savannah Bananas, he owns all the teams that play in the Banana Ball League.
Right.
But he's wanting to set up teams all across the country
Mhm.
so that way they can do like a banana ball tournament.
I thought they were going to do a tournament.
Yeah, which is what I just said. He's wanting to set up other teams across the country so that way it's more than just the party animals and the bananas going across country doing exhibition games, basically. I mean, they're out there actually playing baseball. They're trying to win these games.
Mhm.
But, you know, they've got to do like the showmanship. They got to do the trick plays. They always got to have I come out on stilts. You know, I mean, their social media footprint is huge. And it's one of those things. It's like it's an independent ball or a baseball league, but which means they don't have an affiliation with any MLB clubs. But I mean, they're selling out stadiums, football stadiums. They're selling out baseball stadiums. I mean, what they're doing is next level. Like nobody saw it coming, kind of a deal. I mean, everybody when they were first starting, everybody's like, it's just a fad. But you know, whenever they announce their tour dates, they have like a draft party, and people show up from all across the country, and it gives off the air of like an NFL draft party.
Yeah.
I mean, people are getting into it, you know, and
Those hats are still sold out.
I have a feeling they will be for a while too.
the tailgaters hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cowboy hat, baseball
Mhm.
cap.
Yeah.
I want one.
But yeah. So there was something going on. Let me see here. Football. I saw something come across. And of course, you know, this being Memorial Day weekend, of course, the NFL is milking Pat Tillman's legacy to death by, you know, plastering stories all over their webpage. And, you know, they're like,
Well,
I get it. Go ahead.
If it's about Sanders, that's fake news. There's a couple of people that are saying they're getting rid of Sanders off of Cleveland Browns, and that's fake. They're not. He's signed a 4-year deal. So,
Well, we all know that in the world of professional sports, contracts really don't mean much.
well, yeah. I mean, it's and NDAs don't have that much of a. It's just to scare people, really.
Mm-hmm. All right. So for those of you who are just dying to know where Aaron Rodgers is going to land, he dropped a little bit of a hint. When asked if he would ever join the Chicago Bears, bitter rivals of Rodgers' longtime Green Bay Packers, he provided a cryptic response. He said, quote, "No, but I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year on a road trip. I don't know. Not sure. Got to check it out. I love Chicago, though. Way more than they love me. It's been a great relationship. All one way."
The Bears.
And so notably, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to play the Bears in week 12 of this upcoming season, specifically on November 23rd.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's been speculations that he's going to the Steelers. I mean, we talked about that during the draft.
We did, but you know, for me, at least, you know, it's one of those situations where Aaron Rodgers up to this point, he's kind of watered down his candidacy for Canton, Ohio, just because simply due to the fact that he only completed 2/3 of the Trinity.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, he wanted so badly to get out from underneath the shadow of Brett Favre that he forgot to finish the Brett Favre triple. So.
He should retire. He should have retired a long time ago.
I mean, honestly, he should have retired before he blew his Achilles the first, you know.
Yeah.
In his
Yeah.
first drive.
I'm playing for the Jets. I'm not playing for the Jets this year.
What I love is that he came out all hard, right? When he first signed that contract deal. He's
Yeah.
like, I walked into the building, saw that one Super Bowl trophy, and thought it looked pretty lonely. We need to fix that.
It still looks pretty lonely.
3 plays into his Jets debut, snap.
Oh, darn.
You know, I mean, it was at that point, you know, you had some of the most diehard Jets fans were out there talking, you're just seriously contemplate. You could see the look, like it's just the light left their eyes. And you really can't help but like wonder how many of them canceled their subscription to Life that night.
well, it's one of those things that what you do is like, hey, Dad, I saw you on the television when you were at the Jets game. Is that what a soul looks like when it's leaving a body? Yes, son. Yes, it is. Just wondering.
No, that line of questioning would go more along the lines of, Dad, I saw you on TV right after Aaron Rodgers hurt himself, but you didn't come home until like 3 a.m. Are you cheating on Mom?
It would be better if I did cheat on Mom.
I mean, it would be one of those. Mom gave me a pass, kid. She gets tired of me beating on her because of the Jets. So, all right. Let me see here.
What's the NBA stuff looking like?
Oh, I'll get to that in just a second here.
Who cares?
Yeah, well,
Right.
Something like that.
Well, the WNBA's ratings are about to take a big old shit.
That's still a thing?
Yeah, because the Indiana Fever guard, Caitlin Clark, suffered a left quadricep strain and will be out a minimum of 2 weeks, the team announced today. This is about 8 hours ago.
It's going to be a
Further updates will be provided as available following a reevaluation. So this is going to be an interesting experiment in the dichotomy, you know, the relationship between Caitlin Clark and the ratings, right? And conversely, the amount of reverse racism involved between Caitlin Clark and the rest of the league. You know, it's not like Angel Reese is going to put the league on her back. I mean, poor girl. I saw a tweet earlier today that the WNBA was going to investigate Angel Reese for potential PED usage after her 13-point explosion the other night.
But here's the thing.
Nobody can do that.
Nobody.
Nobody can perform like that.
Here's the thing. I thought I was watching a WNBA game and I was watching Angel Reese play, and then someone made the one I thought was, you know, Angel Reese made a couple of baskets, And I realized I was watching a specials needs game.
I was going to say the punchline would have been better if you would have been like the coach pulled her out of the game and told her to sit down and put her helmet back on. I'm just saying. Damn. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, Caitlin, get better sooner than later. Mostly because the rest of the league needs you to be there. So just kind of putting that out there. You are in fact the reason why. You know what? And it's kind of funny. People buy tickets in advance because they know Indiana is either coming to town or they travel with the team, so that way they can go see Beaver games at home in Indiana, specifically to see Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Now that she won't be playing for 2 weeks, I want to see the percentage of WNBA tickets on the resale sites.
Yeah. But on the NBA stuff, Indiana is still in the lead. So
I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This is my show. Fucking keep your damn grubby dick beaters to yourself, David. Jesus. Anyways, yes, Indiana leads their series against the Knicks 2-1. They do not play until tomorrow night at 7:00 Central Time. However, tonight, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are leading their series 2-1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, with 6:45 left in the half, are leading 53-44. So, yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, no other news. Nobody gives a shit. Yep. Okay. All right, cool. So with that being said, you ready to do your segment real quick so that way you can dive into your food? Okay. You're ready. Okay. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
So, a Irish priest goes up on a hill, and he finds a 4-leaf clover. He picks up the 4-leaf clover, and out pops a leprechaun. And the leprechaun's entitled to give him a wish or his pot of gold. But before then, the leprechaun asks the priest, "Do you have any Irish nuns at your church, Father?" And the father says no. And then the leprechaun goes, "Well, I just fucked the penguin." That's just all I have this week. I thought it was gonna land a lot better. Dang.
Mute yourself.
Bless his heart.
I'm looking at David, and the fact that he was able to hold that pose, I'm like, okay. David either didn't like the joke or he didn't appreciate the joke because it hit too close to home because he was visited by a leprechaun back on St. Patty's Day.
No. You want me to turn it dark? You just want to keep
it was the whole Irish priest thing.
It's the whole Irish priest thing.
No, my son that passed away died on St. Patty's Day. He was born and he died on St. Patty's Day.
Oh, well, gee, David. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're sorry about that.
But the joke was just bland.
Wow.
Okay, well, for what it's worth, can't have them. Can't be winners all the time.
No, just gotta find some good ones.
I mean, that's probably the most bitter, sour. That's the most genuine, like, like the genuine. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, Chris. Like the the most uninterested I think we've ever seen David.
Apathetic?
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Coming in, Chris from left field with the big word.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
Well, I'm trying to
done.
look up all the other news so I can keep on track with you guys.
Well, no use in throwing everything in the fucking shitter, so we're just gonna play the outro.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
Wow. This is going to be an exercise, and it's going. Well, I mean, not even really an exercise. It's going to be a demonstration as to how resilient or unresilient this show is. Now that everything just came to a screeching halt, we appreciate that. Holy shit!
Thanks, David.
Oh, I mean, you just kind of just what? Hockey. Hey, hockey's still going. So, yeah. Fuck. I mean, I just crying out loud. I mean, just
Brian, spit on me.
okay. All right. Well,
Let's,
I mean,
let's.
we're doing this. Okay. So Dallas is trailing in their series against the Edmonton Oilers. Game 2, they lost by 5 goals to Edmonton.
That hurts.
The Edmonton Oilers. The fucking Canadian junior varsity team. Edmonton
Junior
Oilers.
Whale shit hockey.
I mean, they came and took a break from their schedule in the no-show to play in this series. And they're leading 2-1. But hey, let not your hearts be worried there, Stars fans, because they're apparently not that worried, even though they lost by five goals to the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. I mean, the Sioux were so. I mean, you know what it is. The Stars didn't have the gyms. The gyms weren't there that night. That's what it was.
There it is.
I mean, you got to set the tone.
Yeah.
You got to fill them in.
That's what happens when you give everybody the game stick.
I mean,
Yeah.
sticks are so fucking good.
It's all fucking good.
So fucking good. Okay.
It looks like the Hurricanes are beating up on the Panthers.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, the Hurricanes are leading 1-0, or one goal to nothing, 1-0. Fuck, I can't talk. Jesus. In the second period, there's just a little over 5 minutes left. It's 1-0 Carolina, but Florida's got a commanding 3-0 lead in the series.
Yeah.
So unless Carolina decides that they want to embody the 2004 Boston Red Sox, that shit's fucking over, man. You're not making it to the ship this year. I'm sorry. It was nice knowing you. I mean, good Lord. Anyway.
It could not happen, but you know.
Let's put it this way. Whenever the Yankees were up 3-0 over the Red Sox, everybody but the Red Sox counted themselves out. And because they were dubbed at the time the cavemen, right? You know, I mean, I doubt very seriously Carolina's rallying and they're watching the Netflix special or the 30 for 30 ESPN special called 10 Days in October. They're not garnering that kind of like chutzpah. The Florida Panthers are the furthest thing from being the New York Yankees. But hey, I mean, if it does happen, great, sure, why not? I mean, we're guaranteed at least one U.S. team in the Stanley Cup final, so I guess that's all. It's not for naught, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. There was a race last night. Man, you know what? Okay, so last night that was the Coca-Cola 600. NASCAR's longest night, 400 laps, 4 stages. This is the only race that gets 4 stages. William Byron was putting on a clinic. He led most. He won the first 3 stages. However, Ross Chastain, for whatever reason, decided that his car was going to come alive, and he ended up passing William Byron with about 8 laps to go and closed out the deal. I mean, he didn't lead the most laps. He just led the right one. So, hey, good job to the Melon Man from Georgia. And, yeah, hey, cool. Trackhouse has got at least one guy in the playoffs so far. So, hey, it's something.
It was a good race. I watched.
It was a good race. I did enjoy watching that race. I mean, it irritated most of the adults in my house to no end yesterday because I watched all 1,100 miles of racing yesterday. Mostly I was trying to see if Kyle Larson was going to be able to complete the double to do the full 1,100 miles. He was not successful in that. He crashed out in both races. So I mean, what will he do it again? Maybe it might. Knowing the type of competitor that Kyle Larson is, and just the absolute warrior that he is, as far as like just jumping in any kind of machine with 4 wheels and a steering wheel, I mean, the guy. Tony Stewart during the pre-race show for the Indy 500 made a really great analogy. He said, with an Indy car, I mean, you don't have to lift going around Indianapolis at all, right? I mean, they're hitting speeds of 222 miles an hour during that race. And if you take a stock car, a NASCAR Cup car, and you were to put that on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway track, you're going to have to slow that thing down. It's like trying to drive a brick through the corner, right? So you're going to have to get it woed down, come out of the throttle. You're going to have to set up a line and, make that turn. The fact that Kyle Larson made that transition, I mean, from driving an Indy car for the first part of the day to getting in a car, getting into his stock car in Charlotte and leading early, making the kinds of moves that you know him to make or have known him to make in a stock car. I mean, he has got to have like the shortest muscle memory I've ever seen with a professional athlete. And yes, I do consider race car drivers to be athletes because you subject yourself to those kinds of G forces for hours at a time, and especially in a stock car where it doesn't have air conditioning, right? Neither does the Indy cars, but the Indy cars, they're open wheeled. I mean, yeah, they've got a windscreen or whatever, but those suits are going to be a little bit more ventilated. There's probably going to be the opportunity for a lot more cooling for the drivers in an Indy car versus a stock car. So
it's not the smoothest of rides either.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So it's, yeah. So as far as the muscle memory is going to be concerned, or shortest memory for a professional athlete, I mean, he was able to just dump the physics and the driving habits of an Indy car and shift his focus to driving that stock car. And up until he, got loose, knocked the toe out of his the back wheel, and once his pit crew got that fixed, I mean, he was getting in a position where he was going to be able to at least contend for a top 10, I would think, at the very minimum.
What was
He,
really
he actually what ended up putting him out of the race was nothing of his own doing. So he drove down onto the apron to try to avoid a wreck in progress.
yeah.
And the driver tagged him in the right rear, broke the toe link on that right rear, bent the axle, and just completely at that point, they pulled it into the garage. They were going to be subject to NASCAR's damaged vehicle policy, and they were like, look, all right, you know what, well, let's just call it because we're not going to be able to fix this one. So, it's I mean, it sucks for him. I mean, he definitely had a lot of misgivings about the way that his day went overall, but I don't know. William Byron did take over the regular season point standing. He now has 499 points. Stage points are he's scored 137 stage points. A lot of them came from last night. I mean, he scored more points than the race winner did by virtue of finishing position for the first 3 stages.
Yeah. He got
So-
65.
Yeah. So, I am damn impressed with William Byron. I really am. I mean, he came out and he wanted to make a statement with the way that he drove last night because he's coming fresh off the heels of getting a contract extension with Hendrick Motorsports. He's going to be driving the 24 car until like 2030. So,
What I thought was kind of weird on the last couple of laps was Danny Hamlin having to slow down only because he was almost out of gas because there was a
well, yeah, because of the fuel
Malfunction.
issue.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a malfunction. It was the gas man with the fuel or filler tank. He didn't make that connection. The couplers, the coupling didn't make that connection, and that's just because, I mean, he those gas cans weigh about 100 pounds a piece when they're full, and so you see that clear hose that's coming down from the tank. That's the air return line, and so. The way that it used to be back in the 90s and early 2000s, they used to have a catch can, and they had an extra guy on the pit crew specifically for the catch can. So if you look at the older cars, there used to be a spout that came out of what would be the left rear tail light, right?
Mhm.
Gas can or the catch can guy would stick a can spout into that receptacle, and as the tank overfilled, all of the overflow would go into that catch can. So once he started getting gas in that catch can, he knew that he would tell the gas guy, "Hey, hold back, we're full," right? So what happened is that those new fuel cans, they basically operate on kind of a vacuum, right? So I mean, they're sealed units. When fuel goes up that clear line, that usually is indicative of a full tank. So they got one full tank or one full can in there, but they were trying to put as much in there as possible by sticking the second can in, and they didn't get anything. I mean, the fuel was splashing all over the place, which tells you that right away there wasn't a good a mating between the gas can and the fuel receptacle. And air is supposed to pass out, right? So it just kind of equalizes the pressure in that fuel cell. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Prime did a whole video of it. I'm trying to
Yeah.
find the video and I can't find it because they had a like
and you're
a-
not going to. Not unless you like chop up the replay, but
Yeah.
I mean for Prime, they've been kind of testing the waters a little bit by doing practice and qualifying over the last couple of weeks, but their overall coverage of the race, I was really, really impressed with it.
At least it's
I mean,
not like Netflix for the Mike Tyson fight.
Right. Well, with the crew that they've got, right? They got a lot of the TNT guys that came over. Of course, you got Dale Jr., you got Steve Letarte. Those two worked really well in the NBC booth. They have Carl Edwards and Corey LaJoy. Seeing Carl Edwards back at the racetrack after a 9-year absence was really nice to see. Seeing him like if you watch old races with Carl Edwards, I mean, the dude knew how to drive, right? But he was also the most ripped guy in the garage. Like fitness was a big deal for him. Like he lift, right? I mean, do you even lift, bro? No, but Carl does, right? It's one of those deals, right?
Mhm.
And Carl Edwards had this signature move when he would win a race. He'd stand up in the on the door the door sill of the race car. He'd do a backflip off the car,
I remember that.
right? And so seeing him back at the track, and he was talking about how he woke up that morning, yesterday morning, in the camper, in the motorhome, and just the going ons at the racetrack were just filling the atmosphere with all of those sounds, right? Guys reporting to the garage, cars getting fired up, and doing last minute tweaks on the engine, stuff like that. He was like, "It's race day," and so I was really, really impressed with the with Prime's presentation of the race. So they got a 5-race package. Last night being the first one. Next week they're going to Nashville. That's going to be fun because Nashville Super Speedway is a really cool facility, and I've had the pleasure of being able to go to that facility before they started hosting Cup races. But it's a really cool facility to see. So we're looking ahead to next week. We've got Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to be the Cracker Barrel 400. That is going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. That is a 300 lap event. It's going to be 399 miles. So, they always round up. It's like 399 point something. So they round up. But that race will be on Prime. It'll also be on the PRN, which is the Performance Racing Network, or Sirius XM channel 90 on your car stereo, or the XM NASCAR Sirius. I cannot talk today. The NASCAR channel on your Sirius mobile apps, or other devices. That's going to be a 6:00 Eastern start. So it's going to be another night race, which is kind of cool because with the track temperatures at night, the track temperatures are going to be lower. And I'm just now seeing Maria's feedback comment. Yeah, feedback. Yeah, by all means, please give feedback. So yeah, unless she's talking about feedback like he's getting.
It was a
feedback.
couple of look, the time step on it is 8:30.
Yeah, 8:31. So yeah, it would have been feedback about the joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we'll just call in, shake your head up and down that north south seeking direction. Next week will be a banger. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I was actually able to score a PS3 Slim this weekend.
Ooh.
So yay
Nice.
me. Went ahead and promptly went, and I found the will you hand me that God of War case? It's on my dresser. I found the God of War Saga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the bottom one. Yeah, there we go. So I've got, thank you, sir. Then I dropped it. So yeah, it's the God of War Saga on PS3. It's got the first 3 games, and then it's got Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta as the 5 for the 5 games that are on this 2-disc set. So I got it for like $30 at GameStop, which was kind of cool. So
Nice.
I was pretty happy with that.
Fine.
Yeah. So I had forgotten that there were that there were tits in the game. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm playing, right? And, you just get done beating the Hydra, and you're going to the next area. No matter how many women he took to bed, and I was like, oh.
Oops.
And and PS3 being PS3, it introduced the trophy system for PlayStation. So I was like, okay, this is all right. I wonder what happens if you go back to bed with the women, and then like you hit the button sequence, it unlocks the trophy called Rockin' the Boat.
Now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah. Do what?
I'm just gonna talk.
Oh my God, dude.
And what?
Everybody can hear you moving that thing around.
Okay, my bad. Anyways, I think it's in God of War 3. There's like a quick time like bang scene. Like where you have to like this button, this how you move the joystick this way for a sex scene.
Yep.
It's
I
funny.
remember everybody losing their minds over the hot coffee incident with GTA. What was it, San Andreas?
Right.
And then they flat out put that in their silence.
You know, a game where I remember was Dante's Inferno. And
No, I
then
never did play
you,
that one.
yeah, but well, you had to
Right.
enter it. Yeah, it was like a pre-order code or something like that. And you put in the pre-order code, and it unlocks the mature version of the game.
Nice.
And right there, in the opening credits, was some pretty questionable scenes. And I'm sitting there now, I'm playing this, and it was when my Colin's mom and I had been married only a few months whenever that game came out. I'm sitting there playing this game, and I'm like, oh, where's she at? What's she doing? And she walks in, she looks at the TV, and she's like, really? I'm like, I didn't know.
First of all, it's not that kind of game.
Yeah, no, it's not Leisure Shoot Larry.
Or a squirrel with a gun.
God, those were good.
Mm.
We need
They're
a new,
supposed to be coming out with a new one.
I was just
Really?
gonna say they need to come out with a new Leisure Suit Larry. Those are classic.
And because Steam is supposed to be coming to Xbox, that means hopefully that the Leisure Suit Larry collection will be available on Xbox.
Yes.
So yeah, apparently there's like 8 games in that series right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, and for those of you who are listening at home, just it's worth a Google. So yeah, there you go. But
I remember playing that.
go ahead.
First time I ever played that was on a Mac. That's how old. This was one of the very.
Mm-hmm.
I
It was
got-
all DOS based.
yeah,
Mhm.
second or I want to say it was the second or third one that was out. It was on
Mhm.
with my it was my girlfriend's computer while I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was playing it. It's
I love the
Right.
title of these games. The Leisure Suit Larry.
Mhm.
Leisure Suit Larry. Wet Dreams Dry Twice.
There was one. It was Magna Cum Laude.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Yes.
Happy ending edition.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And dude, Leisure Suit Larry was one of the biggest battle cries for the ESRB system being put into place.
Yep. Oh,
And
yeah,
the fact,
that
and then when Rockstar came out with GTA 3, they were like, "Oh yeah, no, this has got to be. No, we need to put these on there." So, like, damn. Okay, fine.
And honestly, like you look back now at GTA 3, and I
Mhm.
mean, other than the violence part of it, it was tame.
Oh, very.
It was so you look at it now, and it's like they were worried about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, I mean, I paid like $80. I got one controller. I got the PS3 Slim, beautiful condition, works like a champ. Right.
Mhm.
The guy I bought it from, his house is kind of nice, and He said initially, like, he was playing games on it, but mostly it's been used for like playing movies on. And he just wanted to get rid of it. So I was like, all right, cool. I got it, and then like 8 games for $80. So yeah, it was one of those rare Facebook Marketplace finds. I'm like, yeah, okay. But anyway, oh, so
It wasn't a scam. That's
and it was not a scam. Yeah. So
it's even better.
this little thing right here is a UV flashlight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to get this for the UV resin that I'm going to be using to make windows with on Starship builds. I just for grins and giggles decided to see what else this would show, right?
Dear God, tell me you didn't do it in the bedroom.
It's
Oh, I did it in my room.
Pollock.
Why is my face glowing?
Right, yeah.
On your lips.
However, if you have older males living in your home, do not, for the love of God, do not use this in their room.
Yep.
I mean,
They look like a Jackson Pollock painting here.
it's the kind of thing where CSI units look at it and go, "Nope, we're not doing this one. Nope," and they leave. Right. But I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Need a crime scene cleaner in here.
yeah, exactly. And it's
We need a young priest and an old priest.
Then the terms extreme biohazards start getting thrown around.
Yeah.
and it's scenes like the one that I had today, where you sit there and go, that is why the victims' families are responsible financially for cleaning up the mess. So, I mean, they have companies out there that specialize in that. But I'm like,
That's why even from an insurance standpoint, we send that to the field. We let somebody else deal with that.
uh-huh. I mean, it's kind of apropos though. I mean, the name of the company that makes this light is called Dark Beam. Yeah. I'm going to go on Amazon and I'm going to write one hell of a review. It's going to be great.
Fantastic.
But my book has been making sales. I checked the sales
just gonna
reports
ask about
today. Yeah. So the first book that I narrated, it's so far it's been available for sale for like 5 days. It sold 25 units already so far. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can live with that. That's a pretty good start. I did land a second project where I am what the author refers to as the most foul-mouthed bee in fiction.
What?
The name of the book is called Ballad of Barry the Bee Bastard. So I'm reading the synopsis of this book and I'm trying to get a feel for, and I'm looking at the audition script and I'm trying to get a feel for this character, right? And for whatever reason, my brain decided to land on the fact that this bee is from the Boston area. And he's just the biggest masshole, right? It's
That should be
great.
interesting.
Yeah, well, the bee's sitting there and he's talking about these flowers, these son of a chlorophyll whore tulips. And I submitted that as an audition, and the author within like an hour and a half replied back to me, and he's like, "This is an amazing. This is amazing. Like, how soon can you get this book done?" So tomorrow, I've already got the opening closing credits done. I submitted a 15-minute checkpoint to him, which is supposed to be like 15 minutes of the text, so that way he can kind of give me any kind of directorial notes or whatever. And so I'm like, okay. He sent it back to me. He's like, it's good to go. Go ahead and record the book. So I've got until the 6th to get it done, but tomorrow, that's going to be the majority of what my day is going to consist of. It's just going to be in the recording studio, recording the chapters for this book. And getting those submitted. I really wanted to land this book deal, and I got it. So I was pretty happy with it. And I can't wait for this one to go on sale. This one's going to be great. It's just because like just reading the manuscript, I'm like, dude, this book is so amazing. It's a fun read, man. It's like, I think it takes like an hour and a half to get through the book.
Mm.
You know, it's not a very long, it's more of a short story than anything else. And so, but it's great. I mean,
You
it's
gotta
just,
cut your teeth somewhere, man.
do what now?
You got to cut your teeth somewhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's the fact that it's not like, me just narrating, I have to do a character.
Yeah.
So it for me, it's fun. It's a fun little character. And I'm really hoping like that this is the first book of like an anthology or something, or maybe a trilogy of Barry the Bee, kind of a thing. And I mean, I would love to kind of flesh that character out a little bit more and to do it again. That just, to me, that would be a lot of fun, because I mean, very rarely do you get like an opportunity as a voice actor to kind of take ownership of a character.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to get to those heights, but like that would be kind of cool if it did. So
If I see you at a con, I'm gonna make everything great.
like you're gonna have me autograph some of the most like odd things, like Barry the Bee underwear. Be like, hey, I need to sign my skivvies.
I would make that myself.
Like, do you want me to
Right where
take
the
them off
bee hole
first?
Right where the bee hole is.
Right.
Can you sign it right next to the road mark?
Right. Be like,
Don't sniff it.
no. What would that autograph? The inscription on it would be with something like, "This is by far the shittiest autograph I've ever signed."
or no, just go legitimate on it and going, I hope your road of travel is great.
To the roads less traveled.
I was trying to figure that out. I was like, great.
All right, just take a page out of William Shatner's book. Just go boldly go.
Yeah.
Where everyone has already gone.
Have y'all?
Oh, damn! Chris coming in from the top rope.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, had any of y'all watched Bad Thoughts from Tom Segura?
Mm-mm.
Dear God,
I want to. It's on my list.
I've seen the TikTok clips.
Yes, and it looks fantastic.
dude, and it's coming from me. That was I had to do it in segments because it was that raunchy.
Okay.
By the way, I hear thunder directly overhead, and it keeps giving me some severe thunderstorms. So if I cut out all of a sudden, you know why.
Well,
Well,
I think
we
we're gonna just kind of use that as a
segue.
segue. Just parting shots. Anybody got anything that they want to put out?
No, we got everything pretty much
Okay.
down pat on.
All right. Well, to the one viewer that is out there, two sharing a screen, obviously. Maria, Christian, thank you for indulging us for the last hour or so. With everything going on, with baby being born and trying to get the house ready and everything like that, I did not get the celebrity guest to do the voiceover for the outro of the show. So that'll be on the docket for next week.
Oh, one last thing I forgot. Sid died.
Sid?
Yeah, from Duck Dynasty.
No, sir, not Cy. Phil.
Phil. Oh,
Phil Robertson.
Patreon.
Yeah. So
Ed Honcho.
yeah, Phil Robertson. He passed away from Alzheimer's this morning, actually.
Yeah.
Or no, it was yesterday.
Yes.
I saw that
Years old.
about the family posted it on the official Phil Robertson Instagram account. So I saw it about 5 minutes after they posted it. So yeah, our thoughts and prayers do go out to the Robertson family. I mean, obviously, I know that there's going to be a brand new season of Duck Dynasty coming on TV, so that'll be kind of bittersweet to see Phil gracing our television screens again. But yeah, the Robertson family, they're of good, very God-fearing stock. So they know that they're going to see him again, and they know that he's no longer in pain or anything like that. So we you want to say something, Colin? Because I need to mute myself.
Oh, I was getting ready for the outro.
There we go.
There we go.
You need to tell me because there's that huge echo. Remember? That's how that's supposed to work. Okay. Colin is in less than chipper spirits this week. Anyways, we're gonna do this here. Hold on just a second. So without further ado, I am Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Mountain Man Jacka.
I'm Colin Skelton.
And you have become privy. You have become privileged. I would dare say you're damned indentured, and you're better off for it. Don't let us catch you out after curfew, because we will whip you with a fire hose and make you put lotion on it, or else you get put back in the hole. This has been Nerd Sports episode 213, and in the immortal words of the late lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers. R. Squirt squirt.